Hello guys and welcome back to another FPL video. Today you'll see my team selection for Gameweek 1. Several changes have been made since my latest draft. There have been some midfield changes, forward changes, defensive changes. The only solid thing in my draft is my goalkeeper's position, as I seem pretty confident in it now. I'm going to build it live with you guys so you can follow everything, or you can just skip to the end and see my draft. It's completely up to you, but if you want to see my reasoning behind every pick and why I see this team as doing well, please follow along. All of your help is very much appreciated. See the subscribers count on the top. I am aiming for 1300 before the start of the FPL season, so Gameweek 1 deadline stream will be where I will close that subscriber goal. But if we didn't make it there, I wouldn't be at all sad, because the community has grown massively and the streams and the content has been delivering very well. Now let's jump into the draft and let's start building. I will go through the process of how I built every draft, so what I consider as a must thing to follow and what I consider as a thing that can be a little bit changed. Starting in my draft, of course, is the captain option for Gameweek 1. Here I have three options. I can go for Mo Salah, I can go for Isaac, or I can go for Son. I wouldn't surprise anyone by saying that I'm a Liverpool fan and I'll be going with Mo Salah. I know that in the latest friendly he didn't make an attacking return, but he was close, and this is Mo Salah and I believe that he can do very well and he can deliver a lot of points and a lot of everything going into the season. And with that fixture run, facing Ipswich away, then Brentford at home, then home fixture against Forest and home fixture against Bournemouth, like those are three good home fixtures and an easy away fixture, and then Wolves he's expected to perform as well. But yeah, I am not seeing myself starting without Mo Salah. It seems pretty risky to me and I wouldn't be willing to take that risk to start the season. Next up, we have to have a proper vice captain for Gameweek 1, and here Isaac takes the notch. He's not only a great vice captain but a great player overall. I know that he has only 2 home fixtures to begin the season and his form has been amazing at home compared to away, but first fixture is Southampton at home. And even though Spurs are a solid team, they are too leaky defensively, so I wouldn't bet Isaac not scoring there. And even away from home, he can cause damage to a shaky Bournemouth side and a shaky Wolves side for now. So yeah, I would be getting my Isaac returns into my team. He is one of the 3 players that haven't left any of my drafts so far, and I believe that he can be really solid. Next up, we have currently our Gameweek 1 captain, but now we need to prepare our Gameweek 2 captain. Salah is a great option for Gameweek 2 as well. Brentford at home, but having in mind that Brentford are a good side defensively. Overall, they tend to play with 5 at the back when they face tough oppositions. Their goalkeeper is a one keeper that got used to the Prem. I'm not willing to put the arms band on Salah there. So you're saying why you pick him for only one fixture? Because he's still going to return some points, but I'm not willing to double them. The player that I'm willing to double the points from is Haaland. He faces in Gameweek 1 Chelsea, but in Gameweek 2 then faces Ipswich at home. West Ham, they are building a brand new defense, so I wouldn't consider them as a solid defensive option as of yet. And Haaland can score against anyone, so he's my captaincy option in Gameweek 3 as well. Then for Gameweek 4, we can have some discussion. We can go for Salah, we can go for a lot of players, but by the looks of it, I look 1 to 3 weeks ahead. For the start, I look until the first international break at my captaincy option, and at the first international break, the captaincy options are going to be in Game Weeks 1, 2, and 3. I have solid option for Game Week 1. I have solid option with a great vice captaincy in Game Week 2. And then in Game Week 3, I can go for Haaland, or I can just buy a new player, but I have a safe option going for Haaland. Then in Game Week 4, if I want to have someone else, I can buy him, but if not, Salah is great option as well. So my captaincy is set. I'm set and forget there. I have options. I can go for an outfield player that is a little bit different, or I can stay to the big guns. That's why I'm bringing them, because I want to go with the big guns. When I built my goalkeeper pair, I tend to do the following thing. If there is a good pair for 4.5 plus 4.0 million goalkeeper, that they're the only keepers playing for that team, I'm willing to go there. But this season, for now, there isn't a team that I'm willing to invest in 2 players. Last season it was Everton because I don't like how they attack and the defense is the only department that I care about. But Areola came as a good 4.0 option. Then it was Turner as an option for some part of the season, but this season there isn't any. Southampton, Ipswich, Leicester, a lot of teams have those pairs. The best pair there is for Brentford, but I'm not willing to spend price point and a spot on a Brentford second goalkeeper because I might most probably need at least 2 players from their side up front at point, and I will need to change the goalkeeper. So this season I'm willing to just go for a player. I'm going for Riversen. He's a Leicester player. I'm not willing to go for Leicester players elsewhere into the team. He's less than 1% on, so I don't see him losing price. And he has a slight chance of starting if something happens to the goalkeeper. I know there is Ward. I know there is another player that is called Hermansen. But honestly, I just don't mind that. And I will be utilizing the 4.0 option there. Next up, I tend to pick my 4.0 defender as I'm always starting with at least 1. There is a shout out for starting with 2, but that seems a little bit risky and I have the budget to go for a little bit more expensive. If I want, I can improve, for example, my goalkeeper to Pickford and then get his replacement in goal in my goalkeepers department and then go for another defender. That's 4.0, but that seems a little bit risky as for now I'm not sure that Everton will begin the season so well like last time around. So for example, Pickford will be facing Spurs and Villa. It's away from home. Yeah, good home fixtures, but Brighton with a new manager, it's uncertainty. Yeah, 2 clean sheets on the horizon, but then it's Crystal Palace, then it's Newcastle. After game week 7, I'm willing to bet on Pickford and just get him, but that's most probably where I will do several transfers and that's how I will decide. But until then, I'm not willing to rely on Pickford so far because Brentwaite is not there and the new guy O'Brien is not set yet. So yeah, Everton and Sean Dyche teams tend to start the seasons badly and then improve throughout it. They've lost to Nana and Garner is injured, so a little bit changes in defense, a little bit of changes in the midfield. Like those changes, I'm not too much fan of it. Another 4.0 option in defense I was talking about is Johnson. He is from Ipswich and he has played a lot of minutes. He's regular 2.2%. It's great. He has okay fixtures from 1 point onwards, like Everton, Leicester. They're good fixtures to target, but he's not the guy that I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for Barco. There are rumors that they want to sell another defender that is going to be playing as a left back, but honestly I believe that he's going to be playing at right back and Barco will be remaining there up until Estupiñán returns. Even when Estupiñán returns, I believe it's around game weeks 5 and 6, so up until game week 4 I see 2 good fixtures that I can play him, and that's more than enough because that's where the money are coming from. Now I've set up the budget, I've set up the goalkeeper, and I know where to go from. Here I'm tending to pick a defender that I'm willing to play every week and not to rotate a lot. And that defender for me is going to be none other than Pedro Porro. I may need to bring in Trent at some point, but for now, Trent is not an option. There is a good fixture run after game week 18, so I might go for Trent there. But until I see how Liverpool play, how they set up, how well they defend, what type of defense show up, is that going to be nailed? Are they going to sign a new holding GM? How is he going to affect the fixtures? How is going to affect the game? I'm willing to not go for a Liverpool there defender yet. I know that yesterday I promoted them into my video as Kwanzaa, Tsimikas options, but they're too rotation risky for me, so I'm not willing to go there yet. Now, when I set up this, I'm willing to go for another midfielder that is set and forget for me, and that's Eze. Those players that are currently in the team, the 5 players, I'm willing to play every week. They're reliable, they're most probably hardly ever going to leave my squad, apart from Salah most probably, because he is the price point where I want to rotate midfielders with Palmer, Saka, Son, and etc. But for now, I believe that this core is a pretty good. I have my core of players. I have my 4.0 options, and now I can safely build. What I tend to do here is I go for a 4.5 keeper, and there are several options for me. So Jose Sa is one of the options, so let's go for goalkeepers. Sa is one of the options, but that fixture run, it cannot get worse up until game week 6. After game week 8, most probably he is going to be my keeper. Sanchez is another option, but Chelsea are in shambles currently. Too many players getting bought, so I'm not willing to risk it. Flecken, as already discussed, but he has 3 very hard fixtures away from home, so I'm not willing to risk it there as well. The home fixtures are not amazing as well. Crystal Palace, West Ham, I'm not too sure. After game week 8, most probably an option, but he doesn't have a clean fixture run, maybe at the end only. Looking elsewhere, Muric is an exciting option, but Ipswich no go for me. McCarthy will start the season. Hermansen from Leicester will start the season, but the keeper I'm willing to go for is Henderson. He is beginning the season and he is a very, very solid option there. Now, when I build my defense, I tend to go a little bit cheaper. I tend to go maximum at 4.5 because I don't know how the season is starting, and I prefer to get as many attacking defenders as possible. I already have 2 attacking defenders from Spurs and Brighton, but I'm planning to get another attacking defender in the face of Robinson. He doesn't have the best opening fixture, but after that is Leicester at home, Ipswich away, West Ham at home, Forest away. I can rely on him, so that's not a very big deal. Another defender with a good defensive numbers and some attacking potential. It's Ho, it's Mikulenko, but I quite like the Aina rotation. He's nailed, he rotates well, and I can play him in the first 3. Then I can play him in 6, 5 as well, but the first 3 are the fixtures that I want to target. After that, a lot of changes can happen. I can bring another defender, I can rely on him, so a lot of great stuff. And the last defender here is not going to be someone that I'm willing to put an attacking defender here because I want to have a defender from their team, as from game week 3 onwards they have such a good fixture run that I'm willing to start and keep a defender on the bench up until then, and that is Pau Torres. Everyone will say go for Konsa, and they might be right, but at 15.4 he is a very big risk to start at center back, and if he starts at center back he is not a lot better than the guy that I'm willing to go for, and that is Pau Torres. They are the starting pair, as they are willing to sell Diego Carlos. Lenglet is not going anywhere. Minks is not there yet. I don't know what they're going to do with the pair, but in my opinion, Pau Torres and Konsa are beginning the season. If they sign a right back, Konsa will remain at center back. If they sign a center back, Konsa will be moved to right back, as I see Pau Torres starting every fixture from here. So the defense in game week 1 is going to look like that. I know several away fixtures, but one promoted side, Everton and Bournemouth. Bournemouth without Solanke, a little bit difficult to predict, and Brentford away from home. Not too exciting then. Henderson, another tough fixture against West Ham, but some saves will happen. But then Southampton, Everton and Leicester in game week 2. It doesn't get any better. Maybe if I put Ipswich, but it's a City defender. Then in game week 3 I go Pedro Porro can be benched for Leicester, Ipswich, Wolves. Like, brilliant. The goalkeeper is a hard fixture, but I believe in Henderson that he can make some saves. Then in game week 4, it's Everton, West Ham, and guess who? Ipswich, if Barco is still playing. If not, I can rely on Pedro Porro, or I can just swap Aina for someone that's playing. A lot of options there. And Henderson against Leicester. Then in game week 5, Wolves, Newcastle, Forest, but I have Brentford at home for Porro, and I have Forest. I have Newcastle, I have options, I can do bits, but let's say I'll be opting for a new defender or for, let's say, Barco if he's playing. Next up, in game week 6, it's Ipswich. Barco is going on the bench. I can go for Forest here, and I'm more than delighted with playing Porro here. Game week 7, it's a little bit tough, like only Porro is with a good fixture, but imagine Aina is already sold. I can rely on Porro on Manchester United here, so yeah, Aina is going to leave the team. Yeah, Henderson here, but who cares? And after game week 7 is too far to look for, but only game week 7 looks a little bit shaky. Other than that, top bottom teams are being faced left, right, and center, so I believe that defense is pretty solid. Left backs is the 3 of them, right back 1 and 1 center back. I believe that Pau Torres is a little bit riskier than Konsa, but I'm willing to begin. I will have to, if someone is a Villa fan, is Pau Torres going to start the season and play up until game week 7 in center back, drop it down, but I believe so. So yeah, I don't think they have another proper option that can get ahead of him. Maybe apart from some Champions League games, but that's after game week 4, if I'm not mistaken, and I will be playing against Leicester and Everton, and that's where I need him. If he's not playing, I can easily replace him. That's why we have transfers. At the end, I might go for Konsa, but for now, it's Pau Torres. And now we're left with the 3 differential positions here, and that's what I tend to do. Is those players are fixture proof. I tend to go with players that are having good fixtures. So for example, and are good attacking wise. So for example, City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Southampton, Spurs, not Southampton, sorry, Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Spurs, Newcastle, Manchester United, those kind of teams. I tend to look here. A player made me a pretty good appeal, and that player was Diogo Jota. I'm willing to give him a chance. I'm willing to put him into my lineup. I'm willing to just rely on him and be happy with it. So yeah, I'll be starting Diogo Jota in midfield. He is going to be a price point when I'm going to sell, and I'm going to afford players with better fixtures after the Brentford one. But for the first 2, I'm not willing to go with only one Liverpool player. Now, I like Arsenal, so I can go with a player of the sort of Saka, but Saka is too expensive for me. Remember, I need to put a player here, so I will put it. Nonetheless, a 4.5 option that is just going to be playing. If I pick Saka here, I need to drop Diogo Jota, and then I will need to buy a 4.5, so that's too expensive for me. But another Arsenal attacker that made a good first couple of friendlies games, it's Havertz. He has been playing Wolves at home, Aston Villa away. I'm willing to sell him for Brighton if I want to get Watkins. If I sell Diogo Jota, I will have the money and I will be a happy man. And now the last player picks itself. It's a 5.5. I can go for Murphy. I can go for Bob, but I like to go for Smith Rowe. Is the new player for Fulham. I believe that he is playing every minute. He has Leicester, he has Ipswich, so I'm not willing to start without him. And they have been scoring against the promoted sides last season, and I believe they will keep doing that into this season. Carvalho joining Brentford might be a cheat code at some point, but for now, he's a no-go. So yeah, here is my team selection. The only player that I'm willing to sell is Pau Torres, honestly, and just have Konsa and just set and forget because he plays at right back. But I don't see Pau being benched. I don't see Pau being rotated. I will ask Villa fan on different platforms and I will see how it goes. But yeah, I hope you agree. If you do, subscribe, like, comment if you have any questions. Don't be afraid of anything. Join the Discord, join the league. There is a membership panel on my channel as well, so you can join that. You can do all of those great stuff. It's completely for free, most of them. So go and do it. I'm aiming for 1300. Please make it possible. But for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye.